Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm your host, Kimbo, podcast where we uncover the stories behind the creativity. Get ready to be inspired. So sit back and grab a slice of life.
On a Slice of Life podcast with Kimbo. Yeah.
What is up, guys? We are back with another episode of Kimbo's Slice of Life, episode 7, here with Miggi the Jeweler. What's up, Miggi?
What's going on?
What were you saying earlier about your name, Miggi?
Oh, yeah. So basically two brands. Miggi the Jeweler is more like the face brand for myself and jewelry and the lifestyle that I have. And then jewelry department is just strictly jewelry business.
No, I mean like your nickname.
Oh,
You said
how I got it?
You were singing a song. It was like,
oh, yeah.
What was that song? I already forgot.
You're gonna make me. She's really gonna make me. All right, Miggi. The way it's pronounced is not. It's not Miggi. There's no J's in it. It's Miggi, like Miggi. Can't you see? Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. I've heard it since I was 15. Yeah.
I forgot the words.
I'm
Hypnotize
keeping it
me.
as short as possible because I'm not gonna sing the whole song like everybody
Y'all
does.
get it. Y'all get the drift, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna want to play this song after this episode ends.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Not
do
you.
It.
They are.
Don't send it to me though. Cut.
All right. Miggi owns his own jewelry department. So how did you get started in the jewelry business, like to begin with?
COVID. I feel like that was a eye opener for a lot of people. I don't want to say it's like a basic story, but it was just like a lot of people that I know that are entrepreneurs now started during COVID for the fact that you realize your business doesn't have your back as much as you want to think that they do. And the business took off so fast within a year and a half to when I quit my full-time job. I was working at Gucci. I was there for like 6 years. And love the company, love the people I work with. Management was too much. But what did it was my ex at the time was a jeweler, is a jeweler, and she's been doing it for so many years. And after a couple months of dating, I don't want to be the guy like automatically like when you're first dating, oh, hook me up with some jewelry. So I waited some time and I was like, hey, I think I kind of want to give me some jewelry. And I don't want to make it seem like I was buying from her. And I was showing her some stuff from some other websites. It's just telling me, nah, it's just like telling me the quality. It's like, hey, you're not going to like it. Like they're taxing and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, well, how about you help me out, get some jewelry. And so she took me to one of her suppliers because she needed to go restock at the store that she was working at. She was like the manager there, so she had access to a lot of wholesalers. And we go to the spot. I buy a couple things, and then like as I'm ringing it out, I'm like, how much is it? And she gives me the number. And I was like, how much do y'all sell this at your store? And then she gives me the price there, and I was like, dang, like why don't you do this for yourself? And she shut it down immediately. And my ex was a stern person. Whatever she says is like what it is. So I was just like, I don't want to push it. But anyways, after a couple of days, she decided like, maybe I should do this. So initially I started our previous business for her. Then now after separating, I have my own, and it's been since October. So it's been almost October, November, December, January, February. We're in March now, so 5 months, almost 6 months. And just doing it under my own name, under my own face, under my own product, visions, everything on my own. It's been really, really been very supportive. Thanks to you guys.
What was the initial take that inspired you to open the store?
Well, it's not necessarily my store. And that's the thing where it's kind of confusing that I have to explain to people. The storefront was something that we've always wanted to do. But just as far as like funds and everything, it wasn't quite at the point where we needed to. So I actually met my boy Christian, who I'm partnered at the store with. He's the owner of the store that we're at. It's called Midtown Gold and Silver, down the street from the Galleria, guys. If you guys ever need anything, all right, inbox us. But I actually met him in August, this past August, at SneakerCon. And he was over there with a tray full of grills, just like walking around, getting molds for people then and there. He didn't have a booth. And for people who don't know, I go to every SneakerCon. As jewelry relates with sneakers, hip hop, culture, fashion, it all works out together. And the thing is with these shows, it's like you have like 300 plus vendors of sneakers and you only have one jeweler. So it works out really well for us. But anyways, we're at the show and he was selling grills, walking around, and he was asking kind of a couple of questions. And he was his approach was what did it for me. He was very friendly. He was very, just open-minded, willing to listen. and like also gave like good tips and of that sort for jewelry, like right off the bat. And we've had a couple jewelers, people who do jewelry or whatever at different cities come up to us, and they had like cocky approaches, snobby attitudes, and all this stuff. And but what connected with me is how he approached me, like I said. And we hit it off there. We traded information. He actually gave me some sources of people that I didn't go shop, suppliers that I didn't even know about. And he told me right then and there when we met. And he was like, yeah, you should check out so-and-so and this place and that. And I was like, okay. And then like later on that week, I was like, let me see if he's like, you know, being honest, like being transparent. And I go to these suppliers and they have what I'm looking for. And I'm like, oh, okay. Respect the guy. He's automatically giving me connects. And sure enough, that was in August, and by November, Black Friday was my first day at the store. So shouts out to Christian. Shouts out to you, brother. Thank you for hooking me up and working together. So now it's basically, because he basically what he does is he buys gold and he does grills. Those are his specialties. Because like even with jewelry, you have to have certain niches. Like you can't, I'm not saying that you can, but like for me, it's hip hop jewelry. I can't go to a wedding expo and sell Cuban chains and sell all these big pendants and stuff like that. You would have to have a certain niche. You would have to have like engagement rings, wedding rings, matching bridesmaids necklaces, like tennis necklaces that will all match them all. But anyways, yeah, so you have to have certain niches. So his niches is buying gold and making custom grills. My niches is the necklaces, the rings, the jewelries and everything. So basically what our agreement was for me to bring in my inventory and have the front half of the store, and then the back half would be his, where he has his special appointments for grills, where he goes and negotiates people selling gold or of that sort. So that's how it came out to be. So. And
you said you met him at SneakerCon?
Yeah, met him at SneakerCon.
So it just
connecting, networking, there, right? Yeah, and that's something that actually works out a lot better for me than which I'm trying to do more, because you can only do so much on Instagram, social media. You know, you can only reach out to so many people, but nothing is better than face-to-face interaction. Old school ways, if you might say. As sad as that is to say, it's like it's not even old school. It's just like it's more organic.
Right.
So
yeah. I find networking, I don't know, a little tough.
Tough? Why?
Because I feel like I'm way out here, so everything's like in Dallas, so it's like.
Nah, but Fort Worth is expanding. That's funny. While me and this Jalissa, by the way, I mentioned her. She's helping me out a lot with more of like the marketing and aspects. So she's helping me out with the business too. So slowly we're getting things building up for the business. But what on the way here, was I was saying is like I need to start coming out here more. Like I have a good, establishment in Dallas. There's still always more people to meet. Millions of people in that area. But my main goal now is what I'm going to try and do is expand more to Fort Worth, to build up more Fort Worth clients out here, and to build up out in Frisco, Plano area. So, but I mean, there's never enough people that you can't meet.
I know,
within the city you're in. And one thing that I learned too, because I've only been in Dallas for about 11 years now, the people from here feel like that there's no opportunities. It's like, oh, well, they see the same thing every day. It's like, no. Like, ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to move out to Dallas. Dallas for me was my New York City. This is my city of dreams, city of opportunities. Yeah. But if you're from here, you don't see that.
Yeah.
But being from a small town where there's literally nothing to do. Well, I say that, but there probably is. But things for me specifically, say if I wanted to do jewelry back home, I wouldn't be able to run as successfully as I could.
Where are you from?
Wichita Falls.
Okay, because I'm originally from Corpus Christi. Like, there's nothing over there. You got like one Target, you know? So I feel that.
Yeah, I don't say that there isn't, that you can't make a business, but it's just, it would be a lot harder because the more people, the more, like, say the ratio, say there's 100 people and only 10 of them buy. But if you have 100,000 people there, you're only going to have 1,000 people to buy there. But if you move to Dallas where they have 1 million people, then you have 10,000 people type of thing. But yeah, no, so I feel like you just have to just travel more to Dallas and show more face and go to networking events. And that's what I've been doing too. Like I have one later on this evening. I have one on Wednesday, and then actually 2 on Wednesday. And then we fly out to LA for a Got Soul, which is another sneaker event. So a lot of traveling, a lot of meeting people. It gets tiring, but you have to, because if not, who's going to do it for you?
For real.
You can't really you can have somebody represent your business, but they're not going to want to socialize as much as you are for your own business, they're not going to have as much energy as you have for your own business. So you got to sometimes do things on your own.
Yeah, I'm learning that very much. So
yeah, it's not easy, but it's rewarding though.
Mm-hmm. How did you come up with the name? Like, I know you said because you have the jewelry department is for the jewelry store, right? And then you have Miggi the Jeweler is like your own, or they go hand in hand?
I mean, they go hand in hand. It's just, like I said, more Miggi the Jeweler is more of like the lifestyle, clubbing, flashy. I post a lot of my daughter just because I love my daughter. You know, it's also still being, you know, a family man, an entrepreneur, but who works hard and plays hard type of thing. Miggi originally came from my high school crush when I was like 15 years old, and he just stuck. It was short for Miguel, but it stuck with then, and people just started incorporating Miggi was specifically to me, and then Miggi the Jeweler is also like, oh, well, he obviously does jewelry. Well, what does he do? And then it connects to jewelry department type of way. But yeah, so like I said, Miggi the Jeweler is more of like the lifestyle. Jewelry department is the brand, the business.
How do you design like the jewelry? Like, is it online? You send it out? You do it in store or at home?
No, so I don't do anything on hand, other from like simple repairs. And the reason is because I really should change my name to Miggi the Businessman, because at the end of the day, it's more of running the business, because I can't firsthand make the product individually myself, because that would just take so many hours of my time. I'm too focused on outsourcing, connecting with people, the networking, the taking the orders, doing repairs, whatever it is. There's so much into running the business to where I would lose a lot of potential to focus on expanding by working on what's happening internally, like I said, making custom jewelry or doing a repair or making a custom piece. So I outsource most of the stuff. I have suppliers throughout Dallas, Houston, Texas, really, to where I outsource to get my product, but everything is individually inspected. So I make sure what I get is quality, because the last thing I want to do is get things that are just for like temporary. I like for people to have things and be able to enjoy them. With the previous business that I had, it was more like we had the options of like fashion jewelry, to where, you know, like occasional wear and stuff like that. We've had higher end stuff too, but for me, with this new business that I started with jewelry department specifically, it's going to be nothing but gold, silver, some stainless steel, but none of my product is going to tarnish. None of my product is going to turn your neck green. It's all of quality, but also providing it at affordable pricing, which is why I have suppliers. Oh, like I said, through Texas, I have some in the East Coast, and I have some direct manufacturers overseas. But everything that I get, I literally order a sample of before I buy in bulk and test out the product, make sure it's of quality, make sure if it's of standards to where my clients will be satisfied. Because I don't want them to be like, hey man, I had this, I only wore this for so and such time, and what's going on with it. But while I have some customers that literally like take their stuff to the gym, which I don't know why, it's just like, bro, it's not made to, you know, you can do anything you want with your jewelry. At the end of the day, it's your product, but also at the same time, you got to think it is precious metals. It's not, it's not stained. Like, it's not like, you wouldn't take a Tesla off-roading, but you would take like a Ford Raptor, something that's made for that kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess just be like mindful.
Yeah. But I'm sorry, I was kind of veering away from what you're asking. But pretty much, yeah, I don't do it firsthand, but I do like have consultations. Like, say if somebody wants a custom pendant, either we can do like a virtual appointment or an in-store appointment, to where we can talk about like sizing, the style-wise options, what you're wanting, and the different material prices that they go for. Like, for example, like say something, just people watching for something like this, for a pendant-wise, you're probably looking at roughly about starting price for sterling silver and some lab stones, anywhere from like 900 to 1300, depending on the stone styles and of that sort. But they can go up to, if you're wanting like 18 karat gold and natural diamonds, those can go anywhere from like 15,000, so type of thing. So I like to work with people's, I like to say price range, because whenever I say budget, people get offended. They're like, oh, whoa, my budget, oh, I don't have a budget. Okay, so you got 15,000 to spend? Oh, whoa. I wasn't thinking about spending that much. Oh, like trying bullshit. So, sorry. I don't. Can we cuss on this? We can't cuss. BSing. Okay.
A minimum.
All right. I'll say BSing then. Yeah. People like to BS. But yeah. So
what does the MM stand for?
The
or
old
whatever you want it to be.
The old business. This is the old business logo. I'm still working on getting my new custom ones. But I still wear these. That's still, this is my passion because I designed the logo, I designed the name, I designed the brand. So I still have a connection with the old business, and plus, still legally, I still own 50% of that business. So
the jewelry that you have like in the store, you design it and pick it?
Yeah, I select it specifically because I kind of get an idea of what my target audience likes. Every so often I try to get new styles in and then see if they work, and then if not, like say if anything that stays in store for 90 days is not a good thing. So if it stays longer than then I know not to restock onto that inventory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I keep a limited quantity. I like, for example, like the tennis necklaces, these sell all day every day, so I bulk up buy these just to have them on hand. And plus, the more you buy from your supplier, the less it'll overall cost. It'll be per piece. So for example, like that. But like if there's like a certain style pendant, I really only have like one of one just to see if it works out. But if they sell like crazy, I would buy 2, 3, 5, 20, depending on how quick they sell, type of thing.
Okay, that's cool though. So just you feel what they like.
Yeah, you have to read it out.
Yeah. Well, what made you go like the hip hop route instead of like your K jewelers?
I mean, it's you like to sell things that you like, that you're very passionate about. I learned that with Gucci. Like there's specific shoes or specific belt that I see myself wearing, or I do wear, and I sell those all day at the store. Like, oh man, you need to try these on, bro. Like these are comfy, blah blah, whatever it is. And so growing up, I was always into hip hop, well, more R&B than hip hop. But just the whole urban culture was always a part of me. Just in my hometown is like I think like 60% predominantly white because it's a country town, but like the 40% of Latinos and blacks was smaller. But we all we are together. There's really no separation with like Mexican cultures or that. I mean, you have obviously with Spanish music and like quinceañeras and stuff like that, mostly Mexicans go. But overall, at least for me, it was just I was always into the culture, and it's something that I always liked. I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate behind. I used to do music. I used to rap. I used to sing. I used to do all this, and I'm very into fashion as well. So I like to express myself within that, and it just worked out that way.
Oh, so what's your favorite part about it? Like about it all, having like jewelry at the store, and because you've had it for a few months, right? The jewelry.
Well, for my own, yeah. But I've been doing full-time entrepreneurship for about 2.5 years, but I've had a jewelry business for over 4.5 years. And well, my thing that I like enjoying seeing from it is the reaction when somebody sees something on and they try it. Like you just see like their face like shine up and radiant, like, oh, this looks like great and this looks amazing, especially when it's a gift, when somebody doesn't expect it. Like when it catches them off guard, like they're like, you just see that like their face just glows up. You just see their eyes, everything just starts radiating from trying the jewelry on. So that's genuinely my reaction, especially with kids now, especially what they see on YouTube and everything. So once they see themselves put on a nice necklace for the first time, like they just like put it on, look at it, like, and then look at their parents, and it's great. That's my favorite thing. It's just because it elevates you. It makes you feel good. Even if you have like, if I had 90% of my wardrobe is all black, but if I just had all black, but now I have something to contrast it, to make it pop, to make it stand out, and like I said, it just adds that oomph into any look. So
do you have any advice you would give to someone who like wanted to start their own brand, whether like jewelry or whatever?
If it's specifically for jewelry, I don't want to mean this in a bad way, but good luck. Because it's very gate kept. Like if you don't know somebody in that industry, thankfully my ex was in it, that helped me out. But even still, it was still challenging for me because, like, for example, one of my suppliers, it literally took them about a year to start talking to me directly. Like, whenever we went to go source some new necklaces or whatever it is, they always talk to her to talk to me. But I'm like always trying to like talk to them directly. Like, hey, like I'm here, you can talk to me directly. But they still did that just because it's a big trust thing. You know, it's not just like anybody can go in there and say, oh, I'm going to spend $1,000 on something and then never come back. Like, you need to know somebody. Okay, well, how'd you hear about like when you go, well, I hear them question other people. How'd you hear about us? Who do you know? Do you have a business? Do you have an LLC? Do you have your taxpayer ID? Like, so many questions to where they, and even still, once they let you in, then they're still going to be like, and I still get this now going to new suppliers and stuff like that, where they're just like, I don't know you. Like, who are you? Are you going to waste my time?
Why do you think they're like that?
Well, just because it's a higher price point stuff, you know, you can't go in there and just like only spend a couple $100. Like, even to open an account, you have to spend like thousands. Like, I was just at this one, it sucks. Like, you know, I've been running this business almost, you know, over 4 years, almost 5. And I got humbled. It's just like, I go to this new place that my boy Christian referred me to. And, you know, I go in there looking to buy, and, you know, they're busy. They have like, say if they have 6 different employees, they were all each with the jewelry company owner or whatever from whatever store. And I was waiting there maybe like 15, 20 minutes. And then, you know, nobody approached me or even acknowledged me at that point. And then I was like, already, I got to, because I know the industry, but me also too, I'm like, I got money, like in my head, like I got money to spend. Like, don't treat me like I'm not somebody. But then I see somebody that's standing by themselves. I was like, yo, are you able to help me? And she's like, speak Spanish? I was like, I can. Like, so I started speaking Spanish with her. And then, you know, she was like, I'm telling her specifically things that I'm interested in. She's like, okay, do you have an account with this? I was like, no, but we can make one. Like, I have my taxpayer and everything. Like, I already know the routine. And then, you know, I started asking questions about things. Like, I thought in my head that like, okay, well, she knows what I'm about. She knows
Right.
But then so I'm going back to looking at what I need to source. And she's like, and I'm asking the prices, and she's like giving me like regular retail price. I'm like, no, I need wholesale. And she's like, okay, well, you have to make an account with this. Okay, yeah, well, that's fine. Like, I'll give you my information. And then like, I had to remind her, like, okay, yeah, that's no problem. And then so I go back to it, and then, you know, they gave me the wholesale price. I was like, what? It was like, you're telling me, like, they tell me a wholesale price, but I get it for so-and-so at so-and-so's. Like, yeah, well, you have to, at the end, after we get everything done, it's like, we'll have to, you know, we have to make you an account, and you have to spend this much. It's like, okay, all right. So obviously your main concern is to create an account. Let's go and create an account. And then I guess we'll buy after, because you're so intimidated or adamant about creating this account. But yeah, it was just like the fact that I had to deal with like getting to know somebody who doesn't know me, because they're that, like they don't really budge with people. So if you're doing in jewelry, get friends with somebody. I'm sorry, I can't do it, so don't hit me up with telling me. I was like, I'd love to help you as far as marketing and everything like that, but sourcing you, me representing myself to you, to my connections, I can't do that.
So it's really a gatekeeping, huh? With the jewelry aspect, at least.
Yeah, very, very challenging.
Because there's not very many people, or that I actually see, even on Instagram, like that have their own jewelry. Yeah. You know, like a lot of people have their own clothing brand and whatever, but like jewelry, when it comes to that, it's like,
yeah, and it's tricky. And what was I gonna say something else too. What was it? The easier way that would work for you if you're ever to go to like a wholesaler for jewelry, money talks. No matter what language they speak, they all talk money. I'm telling you. So you'll need a couple thousand. Like, I want to say maybe about 5 to 10,000. Nobody's gonna question you, bro. They'll let you right in. You got to have your tax ID, but there's ways to go around that to start off with. But yeah, have money. 10,000 to get ready with.
I know, right? You need money for everything.
Yeah, really.
Would you say like the supplier is kind of one of the challenges that you face in the beginning?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Well, actually, no. It was the most intimidating for me. But like I said, my ex at the time, she was my key into that industry. Thanks to her, because she's been in it for so long. She knew all these suppliers in Dallas and Houston. But once we expanded to people outside of Texas, where her the company she worked for didn't have access to. Well, I don't say they didn't have access to where we couldn't use her business as a gateway. That part was tricky for me. Like finding manufacturers and suppliers that produce the quality that we like without having to physically touch and physically see the product for ourselves to test before we buy in bulk. So it was kind of like a risk. We've had some suppliers send them stuff, and then it's just like, oh, well, we can't even really sell this because we wanted it to a certain standard. But yeah, finding people like overseas, like in China or India, I feel like those are the most challenging ones that I had to deal with, because I had to go in there and ask 20 different questions. And not only that, it's just because their time zones are different. I had to be up late at night. Like, say like they open their shops, I think it's like 6 a.m. over there, which is 8 p.m. over here. But it's not like they don't speak English. They have to use a translator app to communicate with me, and I have to use a translator app to communicate with them, type of thing. So language, time zones, stuff like that was the challenging part for me.
But it's still to this day, or that was like just in the beginning?
Well, because now I'm trying to find other suppliers aside from the ones that I already have. But the ones that I have overseas, like, they do a lot for me. It's just there's specific things that they specialize in, and I have to find more people who specialize in a different style of product that I'm looking for. So it's not like I have one supplier that can do everything. Right. I have one that specializes in watches. I have one that specializes in bracelets and necklaces. I have one that specializes in pendants alone. Make a face better. No, you're good. But yeah, so it's just how it works out. They're back here, guys. You guys are good. No, you're good, man. We're all good. We're having a good time. We're socializing. We're getting to know me. Getting to know the handsome guy in front of you right now, guys. Yeah, but what were we saying about getting to know the manufacturers and stuff? Yeah, so it's just,
what keeps you going, like, through it all? Like, what inspires you?
Oh man, my daughter, my baby girl is all that matters right now for me. She's my number one priority, and to make her happy, I have to give her things that I think she'd appreciate, because I didn't have them when I was a kid. Like, for example, literally this week alone, within the week, last Sunday, I took her to a Mavericks game. It was like Hispanic Heritage Month, like very Hispanic oriented. So I took her to that specifically just because they're playing like Mexican music and we're dancing in our chairs. And she's 2 years old, by the way, 2 years and 2 months. And it was her first game experience. And it's funny because a lot of people, heck, even my own family members, they haven't even gone to a Mavericks game yet. And she's over here 2 years old and got these really nice in the front 100 seat sections, you know, getting to see the game and getting to enjoy that. Well, let me backtrack. Like a couple of days before that is my friend Jason, aka Polo Don Juan from DFW Swap Meet, gave me some free tickets for Texas Lenja game. So it's the G League, a step down from the Mavericks game. And so I took her to that one because it was a free game, just to see how she would react with the noise and how people are, because she's like, sometimes she gets shy, but she went to that. She did amazing. She loved the game. She loved when people started clapping, and then when they did the defense, clap, all that. And then, got her some snacks. She loves popcorn. She did a good time there. And then, so that was on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. And then that Sunday, I was like, you know what? Let's go to this game. Let's have some fun. And then also, what else we did? We did something on later on that week. I can't remember. But then on Saturday, I took her to this Jurassic Quest that they had at Fair Park, to where it had like dinosaurs and interactive and everything like that. And it was like, she loves dinosaurs. She likes ball. Anytime she says ball, like if she sees a ball, she'll like try and go for it. So that's why I took her to basketball.
Oh, that's why you said she couldn't say her, because she's only like 2.
Yeah. So yeah, no, she's tiny, but she enjoys things that we see on TV or whatever cartoon show she's watching. So I'm just giving her, like, based off what she likes, I try to like do something nice and record all of it, because even though she really can't remember it now, she will see the videos and footage down the line. And also, hey, who knows? I don't even know when I started remembering stuff, but maybe sooner than later she'll remember all this stuff. But yeah, my goal is just to build up a brand, build up a business, And at the end of the day, money isn't the priority, but money's what gets you things that you want. So getting the money, being able to pay for things to where she can do and enjoy, and things that I can do and enjoy, and things that we can enjoy together. So that's my goal. That's my focus. That's my world.
Do you have a favorite pizza?
I can never go wrong with pepperoni.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meat lovers too, but standard all day, any day, any style from anywhere, pepperoni.
I know, me too.
Because
I'm like so basic.
Nah, for me it's just like, is pepperoni considered basic? I would say cheese. I say cheese is the basic one. Yeah.
Well, I feel like cheese and pepperoni are both basic.
Yeah, but not as much. I mean, pepperoni is pepperoni. You know, you can't. But I'm also like, I get a certain pizza from a certain place. Like Little Caesars, I can do pepperoni all day. I can do meat lovers all day. But I don't like their cheese. But Costco's cheese pizza versus their pepperoni.
Yeah. Also, it's cheap too. It's like $1.99 or something.
Bruh. If you haven't tried Costco's pizza yet, find somebody who has a membership and go in there and
go to Costco.
Oh, so good.
All right, Miggi, thanks for coming on and sharing your story. And y'all guys go visit. You're in where's Dallas, right?
Yeah, my store is down the street from the Galleria.
Yeah, that's what he said. Down the street from the Galleria.
Yeah, down the street from the Galleria. It's inside Midtown Gold and Silver, 13505 Montfort Place, Suite 103, Dallas, Texas 75240. Or you can hit me up anytime, 214-478-3580. Let me know, guys. I'll get you taken care of.
Go hit him up. Thanks, guys. YouTube fam, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. You can find Kimball's Slice of Life on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We'll see you guys in 2.